This is David Brown. I hope you enjoy this video short, but know that this is only for informational purposes. It does not create an attorney-client relationship between you and the firm, and we recommend that you contact a licensed attorney if you have any questions or concerns about the information provided. So you've gone to a consulate, you've had your visa interview, and the officer gives you a sheet of paper saying that they can't issue your visa yet and that there's a delay. Unfortunately, this happens much more often than you may think, and you are not alone. And we get a lot of questions on this all the time. I guess the thing I would say is that they now use this term called administrative processing. And administrative processing can mean a number of different things. It could mean that you have some significant degrees, let's say a PhD in some technology field. And the folks at the consulate want to make sure that there's no commercial trade restrictions in terms of you having knowledge of what you're doing for the company you're going to be working for. So they may have to check with the Commerce Department. There could just be the simple issue, and this is what we see most often, where once your underlying H or L or other status is approved, the consular office has not yet been advised that an approval exists. And in those situations, they call that administrative processing as well. There could obviously also be potentially a security concern. And quite frankly, it's probably nothing that you've ever done. You could have a name that is very similar or be from a village with someone who has a similar name or date of birth who is on a terrorism watch list. These various things can happen to trigger administrative processing. And typically, administrative processing either happens because a decision has been made in the database to require you to go through this process, or because the consular officer in interviewing you has determined that you should go through administrative processing. The one thing I typically tell my clients in order to avoid this is to not document anything that is unusual or unique about your knowledge. If you have a degree in computer science at a master's level, you have a degree in computer science. Let's not talk about your knowledge of cryptography or your knowledge of how to hack into a database. Those might be issues that someone at the consulate would raise a concern about. So let's just speak to the basic skills and knowledge you have, and let's not get excited about it when we're dealing with consular officers. However, if you do find yourself in administrative processing, know that there's really no option other than to wait for the process to run its course. If you're working with our office, please, of course, let us know that this has happened. We will, of course, do our best to reach out to the consulate and make sure they have what they need in order to make the right decision. But in 90% of the cases we deal with, it's typically the issue that the approval notice has not yet been communicated to the consulate, and they're waiting for that update. If you have questions about administrative processing, you're a client of ours, let us know. We'd be happy to help you.